So we climbed the General Sherman tree to do a general health inspection, particularly looking at giant sequoia bark beetle activity in the canopy. We were looking specifically for entry holes of the adults trying to burrow into the bark. We did find some level of activity and presence of beetles, but not very severe levels, not really a lot of entry holes, and they weren't very successful. They weren't able to burrow into the bark very deep, and where they did get under the bark a little bit, there seems to be a pitch response where the tree was able to fight them off and kill them and repel them.
Dr. Anthony Ambrose and Wendy Baxter, they started working in the giant sequoias in about 2010. And so our work involves looking at all the aspects of how the trees grow, and of course, since they're so big, we climb up in the trees.
I'm now inspecting a branch that's dead. I see some pitch on it, so I'm going to take my knife out and take a look and see what I can find.
We're witnessing an historic event in the largest tree in the world, the General Sherman tree, and it's historic because this group of researchers and park scientists are using 3 different forms of technology to study one tree, and so we're using drones today, we're using tree climbers today, and we're using maps today. And nothing like this has ever happened before, and we are hoping to use this to learn a lot more about giant sequoias, the life history of giant sequoias, and with particular focus on understanding the connection with the native beetle in the tree and how those beetles are impacting giant sequoias, the life history of giant sequoias.
The bark is pretty thick, and they don't seem to be making it past the first few layers. So bark is definitely an effective defense against these small beetles.
This was lying on the ground below the General Sherman. Giant sequoias drop a lot of branches over the winter, and the beetles then colonize them on the ground in this time period, about May. This is a nuptial chamber, so this is where a male and a female beetle will get together and lay eggs.
So yeah, I have good news to report. There does appear to be some level of beetle activity in the General Sherman tree. It looks like we found some evidence of attempted entry holes into some of the branches throughout the crown, but they don't seem to be very successful.
We're not in the business of trying to spray trees in a national park. This is a native insect, and what's happening here, distressing as it might be to us, is nature and ecosystem at work.